Here I am in Canvas, and I'm going to show you two different ways that you might want to utilize EquatIO to help students understand math a little bit easier. So the first way is I'm going to put it into a page. So I'm going to click on the plus, add a new page, and I'm just going to simply call this test page. And then I can put my directions in here. There are my directions, and then in order to enable EquatIO, you need to click the external plug. So when I click on this here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click View All. And when I scroll down a little bit, I'm going to see an insert an EquatIO equation. Say that 3 times fast. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on that there, and you're going to give it a second to load. And once that loads, hopefully you're going to see familiar resources that we've been working on. So by default, it automatically puts us into the equation editor. And so I can start to type. Once I have that blue box, that enables me to type. So I want the pi r squared. And then what I can do is I can insert the math. Now, before I do that, I want you to come down here and pay attention to some things. I still have the LaTeX, I still have the Desmos graphing calculator, handwriting, and speech. I do not have the shapes here. If I click up here into more, I have some basic math functions like we've talked about before, but there are no shapes in this particular section of the editor, so be aware of that. So if I want to insert that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert it. And I have my pi r squared. And I can continue to do the next step. And I can go back to the editor and continue adding. So the first way to do it is just to kind of provide some information on a page. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cancel that. The second way, and I think the more powerful way for us to be using EquatIO is in quizzes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click quizzes here. And I'm going to click a new quiz. And I want you to be known that you can only use this in classic quizzes. The external tools do not come up in new quizzes, so we only want to do it in classic quizzes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit submit. And I'm going to call this And so what I could put up here is I could put maybe a video on how students can use EquatIO to submit a quiz, and I'll put that in the course so that you have access to that. But I'm going to come up here to questions, and I'm going to go new question. And right here by default it goes to multiple choice. But maybe what I want to do here is I want to do a quote-unquote essay question. So my question is down here, and just like we did it in a page, I have to click the external tool. Notice EquatIO comes right up because that was the last thing I used, so I can go ahead and click on that. And then so once that loads, I can go ahead and I'll use the handwriting tool this time. And notice that's pretty good. So I can go ahead and I can hit insert there. And so it's going to insert my math, and I can kind of enter that down. Oops, I guess it was highlighted, so that's why it was deleted. There we go. And I can put my directions here. And then so we've left the students enough room. And so I can go ahead and I can hit update question. So my first question is there, and I've got it figured out. And now I can come here to the next question, and let's say we want to use multiple choice for the next question, which is my first option. Again, hit the plug, EquatIO. And then I can go ahead and I can do handwriting again. I'm going to insert my math. So this is my problem. And then for my solutions, I have the pencil on the correct answer ones. So if I go ahead and I click the pencil, then I can enable EquatIO, sorry. And I could put anything I want to put there. What's really nice for high school and middle school, if you have graphing things you want to put in there, you can enable Desmos as an answer. So that's really powerful. I'm going to stick with just my basics here. Just to kind of show you the overview of how it could work. So be thinking about how this could be working in your classroom. So there's one, here's another one, and I go again, click the pencil. And for intents and purposes, this time I'll go insert a graph. And I'll add that slider. Let's change this. There you go. So I'll be honest, I'm not familiar too much with Desmos, but you get the drill there, and then I can insert that and be finished and save. So two different ways to use EquatIO in Canvas. Put an informational page with a bunch of different how to do solve problems, and then actually create an assessment using the old quizzes.